Hey! So I do a second repair tonight. Usually we'd quit by now and been playing the hell out of Adam's Family. But I'm kind of anxious to install a battery holder in the Adam's Family here to save our settings and high scores. And the one that was in it had an issue. Actually, here's a notice to everybody. When you go to get a pinball machine, and before you play it, always open up the back box and check the batteries. Make sure they're not in there or removed, or that they're in good condition.
And that's for solid state games from the late 70s all the way into the 2000s. I'm not sure when they quit using AA batteries.
But RAM at some point to where it's a chip or it's just a chip.
Basically,
I wonder how it works to where it has enough power to.
It's a battery. I mean, it stores.
It's probably a flash card, more or less.
If you leave the machine off for a long period of time, you'll lose all your settings and scores. It needs to be powered on so many.
Oh, so it kind of charges it and holds
yeah,
the charge.
basically, yeah. I mean, it is a battery, but it's a rechargeable battery.
All right, but this Adam's Family 92 doesn't have that, so it had batteries in it, and how I found out, I made the mistake of not checking initially.
Let's go ahead and show these batteries.
I brought it home and started playing a game, and it shut off in the middle of it. I don't know if it probably wasn't caused by this, but that prompted me to turn the machine off and check.
They basically exploded at the bottom.
Because the issue with this is it either drips down on your PCB and your chips and your other components, or it gets sucked into the electronics of the PCB and just destroys it. And then you have to replace expensive parts. It's a big mess.
It can spread to that whole MPU.
Right. So what we're doing today, or this evening, we're going to put a separate battery holder.
Remote battery holder.
Yeah. On the side of the box, move it away from the PCB, so if it does leak, it just drips in the box. Which, they'll never leak if you change them out consistently. 5 years, what?
Every 2.
2?
I change them every 2.
Wow. Why purchase Duracell then?
They don't last forever.
Yeah.
Why risk them leaking? I mean...
Well, how much, voltage is going to be used?
I have this pinball machine worth as much as a lot of cars. All I have to do is change the AA batteries every couple years.
Spend $5?
Well, one of many things.
That's $250 a year.
Alright, let's go ahead and get this bad boy started.
We've already mounted it inside the cab because we had a little previous video where we didn't complete it correctly and had to do a little research, which, we all make mistakes. We're human. You're human, right? Are you human, Matt?
I always make mistakes, so...
Oh, yeah, well, that explains a lot.
I just don't upload them, so...
True. Yeah. This way it's just a rumor. Alright, let's go ahead and pop this back glass off. There's a key right here to do this, in case you go to do it. Anyway, you gotta turn it one direction, and so it doesn't get stolen.
Or somebody just walks into a bar and decides to put the game on free play. It's a dip switch.
They have to be awful knowledgeable. But hell, nowadays, do the research on the internet, it wouldn't be too easy, too hard. Alright, so...
Let's see if I can...
There's my flashlight. This is the guy we're going to remove.
Go ahead and take that speaker panel off.
So even though it had acid all over this... Yeah, remove that. Yeah, just to remove your speaker panel, you just usually pull it up and you can lay it down because your cords are long enough. So when we remove the batteries,
there's the new battery holder.
It just wasn't all over the battery. It was down to here and whatnot. And we took some vinegar and a toothbrush and polished it up. We removed this board and just got all we could. Everything you saw that had any sort of blue, green, or white.
Pretty much scrubbed the whole thing just in case.
Yeah, and then dried it out, and luckily when we powered it back on, everything worked, except for the high save score, which is because this is not functional. So we're gonna actually remove this old guy because we want it off the PCB anyway. So cut this off, and usually it'll be attached at the bottom too, but since it was so corroded,
the batteries exploded so much that it separated the bottom of the battery holder, which I think was actually kind of lucky.
Yeah, it ate these parts off. Or here, it ate these parts off of the bottom and separated, so it didn't actually get into the electronics of the PCB, which was lucky. That's what we just snipped. So we're gonna snip these off too because it's not necessary anymore. We're not gonna put a battery holder there ever again because you don't want to take that risk.
But we don't need them either. Just make sure they don't land on the playfield.
Right. Damn it. Yeah, don't be as haphazardly as I am. I'm just... What night is it? Friday?
It's cheap beer drinking night.
We're so happy about the flipper rebuild that we'll have to find out a little later.
We celebrated with a couple of beverages already.
Yeah, you know. It's not a bad thing on a Friday night at home. It's safe and sound. Alright, let's see. So I'm going to get...
Now, what he needs to do is just solder the leads for the battery holder on.
Here's the battery holder. Might need to move the camera so you can see it well. Or can you see it?
Yeah, I got it.
I mounted that earlier. Kind of saw where my leads need to go before, so I didn't have to add extra wire, which you might have to do, depending on the length from where it is to the where the batteries were. So what you want to do is you want to put the positive on one side and the negative on the opposite side. Completes the circuit that way. If you put it like just on up and down, on positive here, negative here, you're just actually completing the circuit just to that one battery. So by putting the positive up here and the negative down here, you get the power across the whole PCB, which is necessary to save the settings that you need.
Yeah, you need proper voltage to be able to save the settings. 3 volts, I think it is.
Adjust the light here. Let's grab my trusty soldering iron.
Might be able to zoom just a little more.
A little bit of solder.
Oh, we'll see about your banana hands. And
oh yeah, this is gonna be fun after a jigger of vodka and Red Bull and a little whiskey and Coke.
3
That's
beers.
one thing I recommend not doing.
Well,
do all your repairs sober. This is another danger.
We usually have a rule. It's like, what, after 3 beers and no more repairs?
Yeah, don't work on your machines, just play them. But this is pretty easy. It's an easy thing. So, and I want to save my high scores tonight in case I knock one out of the park.
He didn't want to wait till the morning to do it. He wanted to do it right now.
You try to talk me into it. I still might need like a second hand over here. Come over here, Matthew, and see if you can hold this wire right here and it'll be easier for me. I'll guide it and you just hold
I
it.
don't know if I can hold it that far over. Get your hands out of the way. I can't see what I'm doing.
I'm just trying to, okay. It'll be, you got like the thing hand there as we solder this puppy up. Try not to burn you. You on top or bottom there? What do you prefer?
Just don't drip any solder on the board. First time soldering?
Well, today. Well, no, not today necessarily.
I remember my first beer. Alright, that one's on there.
When was that? When you were 7?
That was about 45 minutes ago.
Oh, you mean tonight? Okay.
I'm making fun of your sad soldering skills.
Whatever. Hell. I mean, it's not like we got much.
Well, do you need me to
slack.
hold this one, or?
Nah, I probably got this one. I could position this one. You stage this one. I'm gonna go ahead and primer my. What do they call this? You put a little on here.
I call it tinning it.
Tinning it. That's the technical term. We want to be technical because this is professional. What's it take to be a professional?
We're professionally amateurs.
Oh yeah.
I guess technically I'm a professional, but.
Oh yeah, you're getting paid, aren't you? I'm doing this for fun. Well, I'm doing this so I don't have to pay somebody like you.
I'm doing it for fun at the moment because you don't pay anything.
Well, I mean, free room and board costs a lot.
I don't need your room and board. Coming over to fix your stupid machines.
Let's see.
Looks like you got it on there.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of... Alright. I'm going to be satisfied even though I'd like to make it prettier. Tonight we'll let it ride.
Let's see if it worked.
We're going to go ahead and short back up. We put the batteries in. That'd be funny to short back up and not put the batteries in first.
Would be the first time we've done that.
Alright, so
Make sure
even
you
though this only requires 3 batteries from the original, I'm going to fill the battery holder just for...
And we got the battery holder at Lowe's, right?
Oh yeah, we lucked out. You know,
$2.50.
nowadays you gotta find a specialty store online to order parts for pinballs and arcades.
No more Radio Shack.
Because Radio Shack, yeah, that sucks, bulk. It sucks. Anyway, so Matt suggested us stopping by Lowe's, and I was like, yeah, right. Lowe's is gonna have a battery holder for a pinball machine, but I mean, I guess they're necessary with other things. But what other things?
Yeah, you go, oh, what else can you use a battery holder for?
Yeah.
Well, anything that uses batteries.
Like a vibrator?
It's not like they, Radio Shack was in business because of pinball hobbyists.
True that. Alright.
They'd have been out of business a long time ago. Man, adding batteries to this thing's taking longer than the actual repair.
Well, it's drama. I'm trying to build a suspense here.
The suspense is, let's see if it works.
Yeah. Suspense and success. In one fell swoop. Alright. We were lucky earlier in the evening when we repaired a flipper. Hopefully this one will go off without a hitch. I just like putting the back glass in when I turn it on. It just makes it feel like a wholesome type endeavor. It feels complete. Let's get rid of these guys. Remember, always check
We can just toss those now.
before you power something on. Especially when you go to buy something too, because more than likely, if they're a private owner, it's their only pinball machine, they're not going to know about this.
They're not even going to know that they're on there to check for it. So we should turn this on. It's going to tell us that it's been factory reset because nothing's been stored. So we're going to turn it on, let it goofy through its little stuff here. Then we're going to turn the volume down on ad credits, turn it off, wait a few seconds, turn it back on and see if our stuff's still on there.
Hopefully our credits are still there. If our credits are still there and it doesn't show factory settings reset, then we're successful.
Should say testing.
Then it'll ask you if you want to test some more.
Just wait a second and it'll go through it.
I'm going to adjust the volume down to 9. Let's give it, what's lucky? Last time we did 3 credits and it didn't work out. Let's
I say do 3 again.
3? 3 lives, 3 credits.
Now when we turn it off, we want to make sure we wait enough time that the power cycles through this thing, because you know last time it still had LEDs on in the back box. So go ahead and turn it off.
Alright.
And we'll give it tell a 30-second story to us.
Well, the Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles are in the Super Bowl. Man, I hate the fucking Patriots. Anybody else?
Great story.
Was that arcade related? On a side note, I play Madden a lot. I went through my personal collection the other night. I actually have Madden 9 to 18. Is that an issue?
Probably. It's, you know, mostly the same game every year. Every few years there's some new things.
Oh, man.
Did you see that they're releasing a 25th anniversary of NBA Jam?
Oh, no. Is it an arcade or is it a
I'm not sure.
PS4?
Hopefully it's the arcade board or at least arcade ROMs. Because then it would have updated players and stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Alright, well, should be all good. Hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah!
That's it.
Success!
So now it'll save our high scores and...
Right, our settings, whatever we decide. Hopefully our credits are here. I see a blinking light, so I'm pretty sure our credits are here.
Yeah, our credits are on there.
That blinking light indicates credits on the machine usually. Don't tell the newbies that because you can get some free games at the bars that way.
Let me see if I can get a good angle to get some gameplay on here.
Credits 3. Alright, so today we fixed the flipper, the right flipper, which was draggy due to a overheated coil, melted or kind of fused the sleeve inside the coil. So we decided to rebuild that whole flipper, which is on another video. And then we didn't want to stop tonight. We needed some high score saves because we might be playing till 3 in the morning. At least I'm mine. You want to in on this or just me?
Just go ahead and play. I'm sure I don't want to make you look bad on camera.
That cannot happen. That's in the movie. I heard that earlier. Toxic waste. Fumes. Uh-oh, I see some solder on the playfield. I told you not to let me leave solder on the playfield again, dude. What the hell?
That's not what I'm watching. You also flipped a little tab onto the playfield too. You didn't.
Yeah, we never found that, did we? Well, hopefully it's falling something electrical and short
something out.
Hopefully then it'll just be a fuse. Where is it? I don't see it. It might have flew off on the floor. I'll have the wife vacuum it up.
Or it fell through into the bottom of the cabinet, hopefully.
That flipper is nice. Oh man! I'm having an issue in advancing. That thing almost spelled.
It's hard to follow it.
Go there.
That's one credit. I got 3, so I'm going to take full advantage of these free credits before it goes on a pay scale.
And there are tons and tons of mods for this machine, so
Oh yeah, stay tuned.
we will do more videos every time we get a little piece to add to it.
I plan to add a mod maybe every month just to make it affordable because they can get pretty pricey, over $100. I mean, it's gonna.
There's a fester that goes in this chair that's right here.
I'm gonna pimp it out. I'm
And
taking
we're gonna
this.
get Cliffies that go in all these little spots where the ball kicks out.
Taking this pin from a player's condition to, you know, semi-collectible.
But that should do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to see more repairs and mods on pinball machines, arcade games, walkthroughs, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, guys.
You can't beat my high score.